Must be historical fiction readers.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We are here to chat about not that one, wrong one. This one. I have this next week for our next one. It's like, wait a second, which is so pretty, so pretty. But we'll start with what we're currently reading while people hop on. Smith, what are you reading?
I'm reading a Tessa Dare book. I just finished. I have it right here. I just finished the Wallflower Wager. I got this at the Roberta is actually signed, which was cool. They had like a bunch of signed copies of Tessa Dare. So me, Rachel, Tiffany, Faye, and Avery are doing the Tessa Dare read along. So we read like 12 of her books. So this is the last one we're doing. And it was my favorite. I loved this one so much. I don't know why I hadn't read it before. So 5 stars. I loved it. Lacey.
Okay, so I am reading an old school Harlequin Presents because I was in like an angsty mood. So I'm reading Tempestuous Reunion by Lynn Graham. And this one is so funny because it's an amnesia romance. It's like a second chance romance where she's his mistress, and she wanted to get married, and he's like, no, that's never gonna happen. So she leaves him, and he doesn't know that she's pregnant. So a couple years later, she's a single mom, and they reunite, and he wants her back. But then she gets amnesia, and she completely forgets that she left him, and he totally takes advantage of it. He's like, okay, as soon as she woke up, he's like, all right, we're getting married now. So
I love it. It's funny.
Yeah, so Harlequin stuff, like old school stuff, can be pretty good.
Is that one you own physically?
No, I borrowed it from the library.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fun. I just finished this.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. Lacey, have you finished yet?
Yeah, I actually finished it like earlier this week.
Oh, okay. This is ours for tomorrow for Raj My Romance. I loved it so much. Spoiler
Interesting.
for my show. I'm nervous now. Did you not like it?
No, I didn't like hate it, but I did get a little annoyed at some parts.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. I am 5 stars. Teddy Hamilton narrates it.
Oh yeah, yeah. The audiobook was really good.
So good, yeah. I loved it. So it just like reminded me of like early 2000s rom-coms too, with like the different tropes it had. So
fun.
It was cute. Yeah. I was trying to read this. I will let you all know I DNF'd at 125 pages, and I could not do this.
I made it like halfway through the first chapter, and then I realized, yeah, this is not gonna work.
Same, literally same. I think I dog-eared at what point I was like, this is not it. 35 pages. It was the start of chapter 3. I was like, I don't think this is gonna be good. I was like, I don't like the writing. I don't like anything about it. Like, I just feel like this is not gonna be good. And I was so mad.
Yeah, when I like paused it in the middle of the first chapter, I went to Goodreads just to see like, okay, what can I expect out of this? And everyone was just saying like historical fiction, like heavy historical. So I was like, oh gosh, yeah, I don't know if I can handle this. Yeah. So I just ended up skimming to all the romance parts, like what I could find, which I guess by itself wasn't too bad, but it wasn't the enemies to lovers romance that the blurb said it was. So that was a little weird.
She did try to kill him. I got that far. But
that's true.
But it was like one-sided enemies to lovers, because I feel like immediately he was like, okay, this is our arranged marriage. We're just gonna cool. Like, I guess.
Yeah, he was just so all about duty, so he just, went with it.
He's like, this is what we gotta do. No worries, no stress. Like, so I felt like it was a one-sided enemies to lovers, if anything. But I gave it 2 stars as well, Carissa, because it wasn't like, I feel like a 1 star is like has to be super bad, offensive.
It has to be Judith not to get 1 star.
Has to be problematic, something like that. So yeah, it was 2 stars. I read it. I skimmed just like Lacey did, though. Yeah. But I feel like we've read historical fiction-y books, like that Laura Kinsale one was more historical fiction, or books like with a lot of history. Like Beverly Jenkins puts a lot of history in
Yeah.
her books, and I like those. But this one was just like, I felt like I was reading like a college essay. Like someone took their dissertation for their college entry level of like medieval history and like put it in this book. That's what I felt like.
Well, okay, so is this book 2?
Yeah.
It is. The sister was book 1.
I was gonna say, like, it seemed like that he was referencing his sister's romance, and that might be interesting because, like, I did not care about anything in here. I mean, like, the beginning was interesting where it was like he was the bastard son, then like his mom was just like giving away every baby she had, and I was like, oh, this is very awkward. Like, she even like her newest son she gave away to take care of his half sister, and I liked his relationship with the half sister, but I literally did not care about any of the other political things happening.
Same.
No.
Same.
Like all the war stuff, all the king, whatever. Yeah, that was, I just passed it.
There were too many names. I was like, I cannot keep track of all of these people. You're just, and then maybe I'm supposed to know the political things happening between Scotland and England in 1100. Like, I don't.
It did seem like the author expected you to know all this history.
I don't know who's the good guys. I don't know. Like,
yeah, and like also I thought that was just going to be like the introduction, like, okay, she's really setting the scene for us, like giving us the time frame of like who's ruling at this time, and then we're going to get into the romance, but like it never stopped. The history never stopped.
No. And also, what did you guys think of it being in first person?
I hated it. I hated every
Oh,
second.
I thought it was interesting. I didn't hate the first person. I just hated how each next chapter was just a repeat of the previous chapter.
Oh my God.
That was so pointless, so useless. Like, we had just read this happening. I don't need a repeat of it from a different point of view.
I don't think I've ever read a book that did that. I was like,
No.
literally, we get the chapter of
maybe one chapter is okay, but like every single
one. I was like, now we're going back. I just read this. I already know she tried to kill him with a knife. Like,
it could have been cut in half because of that.
Yeah, literally.
And like for me, I'm a little dumb. Okay, I'm a little dumb. I don't care about first person, third person. Like I never prose. You're never gonna catch me talking about that stuff because I don't care. Don't know. I'm dumb. But it was so like annoying. Like I almost felt like she was talking to us. I think there was one part she was like, "Oh, but I mentioned that last time," and I was like, "Who are you talking to right now?" Like, Miss Ma'am. It was like breaking the fourth wall. I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't like it. Yes, it did read like diary entries. Yeah, it did. I hated it. I did not like it at all.
And it took me forever to read because I was on reading sprints with my patrons last night and I do 30-minute segments and I only got through like 25 pages in 30 minutes. And I normally can get through like 50 pages of a book in 30 minutes. I was like, what the heck is happening? But it was because it was so many things and names. And I'm just like, I can't compute any of this. Like, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's getting way too long.
Yeah. I have an hour lunch and I started it during my lunch and I think I literally got to 10 pages, the beginning 10 pages, because at first I was stopping to Google because I was like, maybe I need to like, know this. Like, I don't like, I want to see what this person looks like, what this girl, that girl ruler looks like. So then I was Googling it and then I was on Wikipedia and I was just like basically distracting myself from actually reading the book.
Did anybody else finish and rate it?
Well, I finished it and gave it 2 stars.
Yes. I was going to say one person finished.
Well, someone said that they do really like her books. So.
Yes. They said A Tapestry of Dreams is better. But I'm just like worried now that they're all going to be very dense historically.
Yeah, I think it's her writing style because a lot of people in like the Goodreads reviews were saying like, oh, this like history is like her thing and like that's what they like about her book. So I think it's just her writing style.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of reminded me of like Outlander gets at times, but it was too much. Did the romance get good at all?
No.
I mean, it's okay. Like they didn't really have any humps when it came to the romance. It was just like, yeah, they're married. It turns out they're actually pretty good people, so they fall for each other, and that was about it. They really only had issues when he's always out, fighting for his king or whatever, and she's all worried about him, but he always comes back, so.
Yeah. I feel like at like 50%, they were already together. They were already in love. And then the rest was just them not together. He was fighting and she was missing him and he was missing her, but they were not together. They were separate.
Yeah. There was like a plot with her, you know how in the beginning, her, I don't know, her castle or whatever, got taken away. So they're trying to get it back. And I at least was sort of interested in that, and how they try to like work with his people and her people, try to team up against some other bad group. I don't remember, but they do eventually get her home back. And that was really nice. But everything else, I just blanked out.
In 500 pages, that was the only good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there was no conflict with the two of them. Everything was like political conflict. Yeah. Which was boring. I mean, I don't mind political intrigue and like conflict, but this was just another level. It's a historical fiction. I wouldn't consider this real. I would consider this historical fiction.
Yeah. At least like the author did write the previous couple. Like I was interested in them a lot more. They were so sweet because she, like in the second half of the book, the heroine from the previous book is pregnant and then her hero gets all protective over her. So that was nice, but I don't think that's actually in the first book.
I did like that storyline, like of him being super protective of his sister. Yeah. And I did like him as a hero because he was like, I've never like forced anyone. He even was like, when I had the opportunity to, I did it. And I was like, okay, sir, I didn't do anything. But their first like wedding night together was interesting. How that was like, I don't know if those encounters like got better as was she consenting as the book?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
No, yeah. She was into it.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much from the second one, like the second time they tried, it was a lot better.
Okay. Well, and it was hard to understand, was she actually like, she like turned off kind of like her awareness of things? It was talking about how she or was she actually pretending?
No, she was completely out of it.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Like she made herself like not
aware.
Like
a protective mechanism. Yeah.
Okay. Like disassociating from it.
Yeah. Well, and from like life for like months, it sounded like,
until like she did have a rough childhood, like losing everyone she loved.
Her family,
yeah. And then feeling like she was partly to blame for it too. Yeah. So yeah, those pieces were like interesting, like how they grew up. It's just like take out all the like the name stuff.
Do you guys own like more books from this author?
I own so many.
Oh,
the covers are so pretty.
They are. That's why I own so many. I think I have her literally right here. I think I have this one, A Woman's Estate. What is this one? Is it like Georgian time? There's geese on the cover. Oh no, that's not a geese. That's a swan. I'm stupid. I told you guys. I told you. Anyways, I have one that she wrote in like 1970. It's the one, God, what is it called? I have to find it. She literally wrote it in like 1970.
I have two more.
I do love her covers, so I'll keep them. I don't know if I'll read them, but I'll keep them.
Did you find her like through just looking for pretty covers, or did you actually know of the author beforehand? Because I've never heard of her until this live, like the book club stuff.
No, you know what? I had heard like whenever people would talk about like Kathleen E. Woodiwiss as like the first historical romance author, Roberta Gellis always came up because she had a book like either the same year or the next year. I'm trying to find the title of it. Hold on.
I just like the cover. Look.
The Dragon and the Rose, I think is what it's called. Yeah, and it was always like whenever people would say they liked Kathleen E. Woodiwiss, they would always talk about her. And it's like this really like old cover. Like, look at that cover. It was like
That's
written
the
in like
original?
yeah. I have this one. I don't know. Oh, my bookshelves are so unorganized. I don't know where it would be. Oh, it's right here. I'm stupid. Ugh. Look, that's the original cover.
Oh.
They have the Sword and the Swan from 1979. It kind of sounds like also like
The one.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the dove, and the blank, and the
Yeah.
blank and the blank.
Mm-hmm.
So this
The
one
fuzzy
was written
flower.
1977. This was 1977. So yeah, I think she was writing like at the same time as Kathleen Woodowitz, and like the titles are very similar. The Dragon and the Rose. There's a Rose one by her too. So Rose in Winter is the one by Kathleen Woodowitz. So I don't know why she was always being compared to her when people would recommend them. So that's how I ended up finding her.
I don't think though that Kathleen's books are as historical from like Shanna that we read.
No, I think they're more romance.
But also I think it's interesting that she has the same, like Fires of Winter is also a Joanna Lindsay title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
Yeah,
this one came first, right?
Yes. I'm looking
I think
now.
so.
Oh, you've read Fires of Winter, haven't you, Lacey?
Was that our book club one?
Yeah,
No, we read book two.
Oh, okay, no, I didn't read that. I only read Hearts of Flame.
Yeah, I think this one's the parents' story.
Mm.
Joanna Lindsay's came out in 87.
So awful.
They came out the same year.
Really? The same title in the same year?
It says that copyright 1987 Roberta Gellis, and this one says that it was January 1st, 1987.
Did they have the same publisher?
Is this Avon too, or?
This is Jove.
Oh, that's Berkeley, like old Berkeley.
Yeah, the Berkeley Publishing Group, Jove.
Yeah.
Wait, who is? Because Berkeley is Penguin, right?
Yeah.
Who is Avon?
HarperCollins.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I wonder, like, that's interesting. Like, who were their like powerhouse authors? So like that must have been Roberta Gellis was like their powerhouse historical. Joanna was Avon's powerhouse historical.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, I was looking at the Rose in Winter to see when it was written by Kathleen Woodowitz, because she has a Rose in Winter, and that one is like the Rose in something. So strange.
With Kathleen Avon? Yeah. I wonder if they were just like taking what was trending from each other and like trying to
imagine how funny. Someone said that she had a degree in medieval fiction. That makes perfect sense.
I don't need that in my romance.
I mean, it makes sense. She definitely put that in her writing. Like, for sure.
I mean, it definitely could have enhanced it. Like, she could have used that and enhanced her story, but she just took it way too far.
Yeah.
Let me write my dissertation and put a little bit of romance in it, and then.
Right.
It's so sad though that like they're all passing away. Like,
I know.
Now, like Joanna Lindsay, I feel like passed away like right before I started reading historicals.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
And then who was the one that just recently passed away?
Julie Garwood.
Yes.
Yeah. I know.
I don't know what this is.
Oh, Playboy Press. Like Playboy?
Like the bunnies?
So there is I don't know if I can find it. There's an Instagram account that has a lot of very interesting information about old school historical romances. I have no idea how I would find him. And I feel like there was one where it was like a female name, but it was actually two guys writing together.
Oh.
Historical. I don't remember. What is his? Does anybody know what account I'm talking about?
It is like Playboy, like Hugh Hefner, right?
Playboy had a publishing house too. I think is what he was saying in his TikTok, not TikTok, in his reel. I have no idea how I even go try to find him. I follow over 3,000 people on Instagram.
Okay. In the 1970s, Avon's overwhelming success with sexually explicit historical romances like Sweet Savage Love motivated other publishers to do the same. Playboy Press paperbacks were quick to cash on the market as well. So they were just churning out a bunch of copies.
I wonder how different her Playboy books are then.
They had one by Kathleen. Oh no, that was Avon. Sorry. Oh, but it's saying how they were like competitors.
Look what he's talking about. The Dragon and the Rose. Oh, the Dragon and the Rose is Playboy Press.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Following the result of Kathleen Woodwes and Rosemary Rogers becoming big hits.
Can you hear him?
Yeah.
Mary Ellen Stewart, who was the editorial director at the time for Playboy Press, decided that it would be a really good idea for them to get in on it too. Obviously, it doesn't have the familiar rabbit head logo. They wanted to keep it sort of low key because they were all of a sudden aiming at a different audience. But they would go on to, at one point in the early 1980s, produce 15 historical romances per month, which is pretty incredible.
I need to find
Gellis herself, this is one of the books that helped establish her as one of the queens of medieval romance. She was known for her incredible research. This is a book about Henry VII and Elizabeth of York, who would be the reunion of the York and Lancaster branches of the English monarchy in the late 1400s. It's a pretty remarkable title, and it's in fantastic condition for a book from 1977. Well worth the 25 cents I paid for it. Another library book sale.
So he is the romance historian on Instagram. He has such interesting posts.
I'm gonna have to follow him, and it does say Playboy Press on here.
Wow.
Might have to see what else Playboy came out with. I think it's funny. He's like, they were marketing towards a different audience. I was like, yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
women at the grocery store would be picking up Playboy.
Oh my god, on the back it's one of those order directly from Playboy Press.
Oh.
They were $175 at the time.
I wonder who else wrote for Playboy Press.
These titles are wild. One of the titles is Frogs at the Bottom of the Well.
What?
Hurricane of Ice. Just like funny names. Oh my god, that is so interesting.
I guess that's why they had to use like a similar title. Unless
Guys, these synopsises are crazy. There's one called The Transformation by Joy Fiedling. 3 starstruck women disenchanted by Hollywood are caught in an orgy of Satanism and death. That's
what Playboy was publishing?
That's the synopsis. Dude. Okay, yes, I'm sorry. This blew my mind.
But also, I would love to find Old Romantic Times. I have it on as like a notification on eBay, and they sell out in 2 seconds whenever eBay posts any. But why don't we have Romantic Times anymore? Because that would be so cool.
like a magazine?
Yeah.
Of all, but what would you want it to be about? Like all new releases or drama, news? What do you want in our Romantic Times?
History.
Oh.
Like, they have, this one is all about Topaz, so it's Topaz Man on the cover, and like all about him like with the line, and it's just like, and well, I don't know, their like rating system wasn't like honest, I guess. You know how like New York Times is curated like same thing like that, but they would feature a lot of the popular books at the time and like have ads for those books. So it's just really cool seeing it today. And from like the 80s, what was like being talked about, and they would interview the authors in there. So,
but how much are they like really valuable? Is that why people are snatching them up so quickly?
I don't think they're valuable. I think that's just
maybe just
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or probably people at the time didn't hold any value to them because they were getting them probably like in a subscription, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So they were probably like getting rid of them or trashing them, not really keeping them. I don't think there's like that many still left, probably.
Yeah. It would be just so cool to look at today.
Dude, my mind is blown that that one was written by Playboy. That's so crazy.
We need to find a Playboy one to read together.
I know.
We go after this. Playboy Press. romances.
So funny. We could have read the first one by Roberta. That's so funny. Yeah, mass markets are pretty cheap for me. When I go to used bookstores, they're like
not anymore.
Like new releases,
they're like over $10 now just for a mass market.
Okay, yeah, but I'm so used to going to used bookstores and getting all my historicals.
Yeah, and then they're cheap. Well, because like this was, let's say, $4.95. This was $5 back in.
But that's expensive for the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, inflation is, it could have been $10 now.
Well, they are $10 now, so.
Yeah, so it's not that much of a difference.
Yeah. But I think that books overall are getting more expensive because I want to say I was looking and like a paperback. This is going to be $17. It says on the back, even though this is an ARC. Some of them were like $20 just for a trade paperback.
Yeah.
Oh. I was like, what is this?
From a publisher?
Yeah. At Barnes & Noble.
And then indie books are always going to be expensive.
Yeah. This one's not. I need to find one. Maybe I don't have
it. Is it from specific publishers or specific authors?
Bloom is $18 now.
Ooh.
This is $18.
I think because that one is huge. That's like the indie trade paperback.
Oh, you mean the size?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. But I was there and I was like, why are all these books so expensive? This was $19.
Oh, dang.
$19. Avon. Trade paperback.
Wow.
Why aren't they
Avon is changing like everything because they're just going away from all the old school historical clinch covers, no more step backs. They try to do the max size. They're going back to the regular size. I don't know what they're doing over there. Yeah. And I don't know if you've ever worked with any of the publicists at Avon or HarperCollins, Jess, but they have changed so many people. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I'm not really like, I've gotten stuff in the past from them, but I don't like to bother people. So I just buy my historicals myself instead of asking them first.
I had such good contacts back in the day who would send me everything that I asked for, but now they're gone. Like everyone's just leaving.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't know, because I feel bad for the authors. I know we always end up talking about it, but they're just like, I have no idea what's happening with the industry, especially with Avon. Like a lot of them are leaving. I feel like St. Martin's Press is still doing a lot of historicals.
Oh, yes. And they're still doing nice covers too.
And like this is the new one from Forever that they sent me, which classic historical.
Forever, I feel like is 50-50 because they do a lot of like the Bridgerton.
Yeah, because I got Erica Ridley's new one,
which is the
paperback and illustrated cover.
Yeah,
and she had such good covers. Oh. But now books 1 and 2 are mass market. Book 3 is regular market, whatever. And then book 4 is trade. I'm like, why do you have 3 sizes in 4 of your books?
Right. I mean, it would be okay if they re-released, all of them as the same size, but they don't even bother.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, historical romances really got the short end of the stick the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal, where are you?
I think she's in Canada. No, that was someone else.
I was gonna say that was
$35 for a paperback though, or is it hardcover?
Yeah, where are you?
I know Lisa complains a lot about Canadian prices, so
I
do think that with this, publishers try to just like literally do whatever they think they can to sell books, and so 90% of the time it backfires. But
yeah,
because
many people are reading historicals right now, and then I feel like Bridgerton, although it brought some attention to historicals, I think it hurt historicals more than anything at this point.
Yeah. Crystal's in Australia. I do know books are expensive over there, but don't they sell them at like your like not department stores, but not supermarkets either? I don't know what to call it. I feel like there's a lot of like traditionally published books now showing up on those shelves, like that Bloom bot that foreign rights are being sold to. I see people having access to those a lot. I don't know if Bloom has like good international market.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
so. I would just buy stuff on thrift books or eBay or something.
Well, it wasn't a bookstore. Like, it was a normal store, like, that had books in it.
Like a Walgreens or something.
Target or Walmart.
Yeah, wait, what do you call those?
Store?
Retail? I don't know.
I don't know.
Like chain stores? I don't know.
Department stores. Department stores?
But is it a department store? I don't think it's a department store.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just watch Mary talk a lot about books that she buys. Yeah, like Kmart.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Which
Kmart's like, what would you call Kmart?
Like a Target.
Yeah.
I know, but like, is there a term for it?
Store?
Let me see.
What is Target? That I was thinking of. Yeah. Because, yeah, Mary will do book hauls and show everything that she's gotten. Half Price Books has changed now where they're not actually charging half price anymore of what it says. So, like, they are marking these up to be, like, half price of what they would be today. So, instead of selling it for $2.50, they'd sell it for $5.
Oh.
$4. Not all of them are doing that, but some of them are. So, typically it was look at the price on the side, and it's half off that, but not anymore. Which is fair, but would it be a box store?
Yeah, a lot of people say big box stores would be Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, Kmart. Big box stores. Oh my. But some people call it a department store. General merchandise retailer? I don't know. There's multiple names.
It's like a Target.
Oh, like general merchandise receipt?
Okay. Yeah, so it's like your Walmart. Okay, I mean, that's fair. Walmart has books too. But
well, we had a Kmart. We used to have Kmarts.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that Walmart's one of the only ones who has mass markets anymore too. So.
Target has mass markets.
Target's not selling them anymore.
No, they're in like a different section, or at least my Target. So you have like, mine is like you have the romances, and literally like, okay, here's the romance wall, and then they'll have just in the back they'll have a wall of mass market right next to like their CDs and like.
Are you sure that wasn't them like putting them aside to sell? Like
maybe
to sell out, because that's what Sophie Jordan it was a Polycon last year. I was talking to Sophie Jordan, and she said a lot of retailers are refusing to even carry mass markets anymore because they claim no one buys them.
Maybe it was just residual. Maybe it was just residual.
Mine did that too, where it's not an end cap, and then they were gone.
Thing, like the Lisa Kleypas bind up that they did for Mine Till Midnight. Yeah, so probably just residuals then.
Yeah.
My Walmart has never had a good book section. Never has had a good book section.
That's so odd though, because like reading is so popular now compared to what it used to be.
Yeah.
So why would they be cutting it down?
But are people going to Walmart and buying those books, or are they going to like Amazon?
Fair. I feel like also Barnes & Noble, but Barnes & Noble has been booming, right? They said they had a huge increase in sales.
But like, if you had the choice to go book shopping, would you go to Walmart or would you go to Barnes & Noble?
Barnes & Noble, because Walmart doesn't carry a lot.
Yeah.
But I did go to Walmart for my mass markets. Like when I couldn't find the historicals, I went to Walmart and they were there. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I miss the days where you literally walk into a grocery store and like pull this and buy it. Like
yeah.
Not anymore. Oh, that's sad. Well, but Canada has Indigo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have any other big bookstores?
I don't think so.
No, I think they have Indigo, and then they have like that thrift store that also sells books. It's kind of like a Savers, but it's not called Savers.
What is that called?
It's a thrift store.
Yeah. I don't remember what that's called. I've seen some booktubers go there too. I mean, because we get Barnes & Noble and Books A Million. I don't have any Books A Million around me though.
Yeah, I don't either.
No.
Me either.
Borders used to be around. Not anymore.
Borders were the good old days.
I loved going to Borders. I feel like they were a
Value
lot more.
Village.
Oh yeah,
Value Village is what the Canadians have.
Really? They have only select authors for romance?
Oh, like in stores, I'm guessing.
Well, and I wonder if they don't carry indie because that's like generally new in Barnes and Noble. Like over the past couple of years, they've only been stocking indie romances. Before, you would never ever find an indie romance in an actual bookstore. Walden Books. I don't have one of those. Oh, do they close? Yes.
Yeah, Value Village is Canadian. It's kind of like our Savers, basically.
Yeah. Samantha, did your used bookstore close though? You said.
Yeah, like right before everyone started coming back from COVID, it closed out. They just, from what I had been told, they had like increased like the rent during COVID, and they couldn't afford it, and they still had to pay rent even though because it was inside a mall, so they still had to pay rent for that booth in the mall. The whole time during COVID, they weren't making any profit from it. So there was like 10 stores in that mall that ended up closing. Yeah. It was really, really sad because it was $1 for any mass market and then $2 for any hardcover. And they would have like the best historical romance section, the best like classic section, just like such a good bookstore. Sad.
Value Village. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we had like cheap $1 used bookstores at the mall. We don't have anymore at my mall, at least.
Yeah, my school would do like field trips to like Borders and like used bookstores and stuff like that.
I love that. I think this is interesting. Can they not have? I think I've been to Barnes & Noble though, and I've seen them when they're on Kindle Unlimited. So like when they're Amazon, like basically Amazon exclusive. So you have to be Kindle Unlimited. I've seen them in Barnes & Nobles though.
Well, the paperback isn't like a Amazon exclusive though, right?
I don't know how it works. Like if it's just like ebook or, well, I guess that's fair because like they can put their audiobooks in on other platforms unless it's an Audible exclusive.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No. Whenever I go somewhere new, I literally pull up my maps and I'll put bookstores near me.
We just have half-price books everywhere. I do think there's a new indie bookstore that opened around here, though, that I want to check out. But, like, also indie bookstores are very hit or miss when it comes to romance because a lot of them don't stock romances. So,
yeah, unless you have, like, a ripped bodice, then you probably are getting a tiny little shelf of romance.
The one in Cincinnati I always go to, they have an amazing romance section, though. So, it's like a whole big thing. But they also have a lot of romance authors that visit.
Yeah. I don't know. If I'm looking for historicals, I always have good luck at thrift stores. Like Goodwill, Savers, any thrift stores. Because the two that I go to, they say like the library donates books there. And they just get a ton of books. Like I found all my Beverly Jenkins there. All my Lisa Kleypas there. All my Johanna Lindsay.
I found mine at an estate sale. So,
yeah.
Which was amazing.
And then we went on our road trip like a week ago, and where were we? I think we were in Colorado. We went to a thrift store, and they had just walls of Nora Roberts, like at least 3 shelves of just Nora Roberts. I was like, it was.
Did you get any?
Yeah, I picked up like maybe like 3 or 4. I picked up the one you talked about, Obsession or something. Was that what it's called? I picked up that one. I picked up one called High Moon, which looked like
I have that one.
Yeah. So
yeah.
It was really cool, actually. There were so many. I was like, whoa, Nora Roberts must have really been loved here. Somebody loved Nora Roberts and donated all their books.
I just go to eBay for a lot of those, too. They usually have
eBay thrift books.
Yeah. I think, like, Mercari, though, and Pango do not have good deals, but I guess that's more so, like, I don't think people get a good return on their money if they sell there. Like, they can't do
I think Mercari is more for, like, if you want to buy special editions, but they're not going to be deals. They're going to be actually like, high price stuff.
Yeah.
Reselling all those Fourth Wing edition.
Because I actually think that as a seller, if you're on Mercari, you get more money. Like they take less out of your total than eBay does.
Really?
I've never sold on Mercari, so I don't know, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I just don't think I've seen historicals on Mercari.
No.
No.
Although I did get like a small Julie Garwood lot on Mercari.
Oh, that's
Randomly like a couple years ago. That was all I got though for historicals.
Yeah. I know that book reselling is not just in the book industry. People do it with Starbucks cups and all
Lounge
types
flies.
of lounge flies and all this different type of stuff. But it makes me irrationally angry. The resale community makes me irrationally angry because I'm like, why can't you just take what you want and let other people have what they want and everyone can be happy?
Because it's the people who are buying it with the purpose of reselling it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what drives me even more crazy, sorry, I really do feel some type of way, is when we go to a book signing and we get a free book, a free swag bag or something, and before the event is even finished, it's on freaking Mercari for $80. I'm like, why? You got that for free. What was the purpose of that?
To make money. That's why they were all stealing H.G. Carlton special editions.
Oh, yeah.
It drives me crazy. Very little things annoy me, but that annoys me so much because I'm like, that just the mentality is so poor. Just grab the book you want and everyone else can have the book they want. It's not that serious. Anyways. But they're going to keep doing it because people keep buying it, so it doesn't matter.
I just wish that authors, now that it's such a big craze to do signing special editions, that they then offer it on their website to purchase.
Yeah.
To prevent that influx of buy this for $800 because you could only buy it at this one signing event kind of thing.
Yeah. I think in the interview that we did with Beverly Jenkins and we were saying do you know how much your books go on eBay? Even she was like, don't buy my books for $800. Don't do that. That's stupid.
A lot of authors do post that. I don't know who got their stuff stolen, and I also think that it was recovered, but I think there were also
Was it recovered?
I heard a variety of different things. With any situation, people are all going to be saying different things. I never heard from an actual
That's true. But
source that something happened, but
the author that this was rumored about was Adelaide Forrest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't someone say they stole from Tate James too, or no?
Oh, I did not hear that.
No. So there was that one. And then I know on the app, they had put an announcement that someone took the display of an author's book.
Claire Contreras.
There was rumors. So H.G. Carlton had special, are they called Oculus? Is that what they're called?
Omnibus?
Omnibus, sorry. I don't know what the heck Oculus is. I think that's a gaming control.
Yes.
So anyways, they had special editions and supposedly I hadn't seen this or know people who this had happened to, but people were stealing the books from people's carts. That's what, that was the rumor or the allegation. So
it was a big problem that the room was left unattended during the wristband situation. I had no idea that was happening. And all the authors had all their stuff set up and no one was watching anything. So stuff could have been stolen that authors didn't know about.
Yeah. But you probably haven't seen actual names and stuff like that because it was a lot of he said, she said. So I don't want to spread any rumors. Right. It was kind of hard to really figure out what happened. It was just a mess.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do this though. If I get something and I know a friend wants it, I will send it to them.
Literally. If I see in the wild, I see a nice Beverly Jenkins, I'll grab it and I'll be like, okay, I know one of my friends is going to want this. I just can't imagine reselling something for $800. I just can't. Oh, cool. That's cool. No.
I just don't love her new covers and it's been not want to read them.
You have it with you? I don't know what they look like.
It's just the girl.
Oh, the Bridgerton ones?
Kind of, but it has her face.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know where I put it.
It's they could have gone all the way. She's dressed kind of appropriately, but instead of doing the clinch style cover, it's just a close up, a really close up of her face.
Interesting.
I feel bad. Are you guys going to read Sarah McLean's? I have not been loving that series.
I tried to read the first one. I can never really get into it, so I haven't continued.
The last one I read by her was Bombshell, and I did like it. I'll probably read it. I do like Sarah McLean, and I listen to her podcast quite often, like on my commute, so I'll read it. I like her.
I really like her Trailblazer episodes. They're really good.
Yeah, they're so good. It's like a little piece of history, like how we're talking about the history of romances. I think it's a nice little capsule to have. Yeah, and I just think, her thoughts on the romance industry is really interesting. I think she's a really cool person. I don't know her.
I am excited for the historical authors that are going to be at Steamy Lit, though, because there's going to be some good ones.
What historical authors? Because apparently I had me and Lacey were talking about the list, and I named like three that aren't even going to be there.
So she apparently thought Anna Huang was going to either Steamy Lit or Vegas. So she didn't even bother bringing any of Anna's books to Book Bonanza. And I was like, wait, Anna's not going to Steamy Lit or Vegas. What? She's not on the list for those. So yeah, that was a missed opportunity, Samantha.
Embarrassing. So what historical romance authors are going to be there? I know Adriana's going to be there.
Amelie Howard's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Diana Quincy, who I'm like super excited to be.
It is exciting.
A couple dropped, I know.
Yeah, a lot.
Wasn't Kerrigan Burns supposed to go too when she dropped? She every signing.
Don't even
bring her up. We're still salty.
Did you pre-order Emily Rath's book?
I did. I got the special edition for Hugging Around, and then I got her whole Jacksonville Ray series. I debated getting her whole collection because I've read her entire backlist, just not her new one. But I really don't like her new covers, her illustrated ones that she has for Whiskey and Sin. I hate it, so I didn't get it.
Are there really more authors? I thought there were more. Maybe they all dropped.
Oh man, yeah, Hugging Around was great. I love that book. I agree with you.
I thought I clicked it. Click. Okay.
So yeah, let's we kind of diverted, of course, because none of us really liked the book. Also, guys, I'm so sorry. Like, last month I didn't like the book either. We read it with you guys, so sometimes it's just like not.
I really liked last month's book.
Okay.
But I'm going to spend more time on this. I'm not going to wait until the day of.
The other book?
This is for next month.
This is next month.
Yeah, Sky O'Malley. I'm going to take my time. And I'm going to finish it because it's a classic. Even if I feel like I'll like it, though. I heard it's crazy.
Sky O'Malley by Beatrice Small. Right?
Bertrice.
We read one of her books, didn't we?
Yes.
Was it a time travel one? What was it? I think it was in December. I feel like I remember it being in December. Sky O'Malley is the title of the book, and we're pretty sure it's going to get an adaptation at some point, so that's why we picked it.
Oh, is that the book that the Berkshires Small got picked up?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And it has high ratings on Goodreads. A lot of people seem to like it, so hopefully that will be a good one.
We read A Moment in Time, which was one of her time traveling ones, right?
I remember.
Was that the one where they were soulmates and the end was them in the future together? Not that one.
Yes, I think so.
I remember that epilogue really well.
So that's next month's read, and I'm excited. Hopefully it's good because I haven't been liking our recent picks, and I'm so sorry. I apologize. So
we'll see. Well, and then we've got the Phantom of the Opera one to look forward to.
I'm nervous about that one.
I'm not gonna.
That was such an impulse. Look, I have my Phantom collection right there. Beautiful.
But then we have really good ones. We have the Gothic one, which should be really fun. And then
yes.
The Flame and the Flower we're going to be reading. Lacey, have you read that?
No, I haven't read any of those. I just own them.
I thought you would have read one because you read Whitney.
That's not.
You read like what?
That's Judith McNaught.
Yeah.
No, I know, but like you read like original like
Oh,
Trailblazer historical.
Yeah,
I
did.
haven't read Kathleen yet.
No, I haven't.
And then we're gonna read another Joanna.
I feel very triggered, Jessica. You've mentioned Judith twice in this live show.
No. I know.
Well, I love her, so that's fine.
I'm going to do a vlog at some point reading Whitney, My Love, and a Kathleen book, and then probably one other one. I'm so ready for just a wild soap opera time.
Yep.
So
yeah.
I'll probably get a different copy to read.
I hope it's a soap opera. I hope it's wild. I hope it's steamy and bonkers. I hope we get a bathtub scene. Because I feel like a lot of the books that we've read recently have been a lot of history. Like the Connie Mason one. That was a lot of history.
Bathtub one.
The bathtub one. The freaking
oil drilling. I don't care about your oil.
So we've picked a lot of pretty much historical fiction recently. So I don't want to hear about any history in this next book.
I wonder though, are there any that is just like purely spice and no plot back then?
No.
You should look into the Playboy ones then.
I'm not going to touch Roberta's Playboy one. I don't trust her. I will look and see what else.
Some other author maybe. But
well, I'm fine with a plot, but I just don't want like a whole dissertation on oil rigging and the cost of oil during the time period. And mining. I don't want to read another book about mining either.
You should try to find like the first original smutty historical.
Just like no thoughts, just vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I bet there's some sort of like line of like a Harlequin line or something that was that. There has to be.
Probably.
Don't say this. Don't.
I mean, maybe if you know going into it, then you can be prepared, you know?
Be prepared.
Nervous.
Well, then, that gave me no hope. Thank you, Roxy. But, you know, I'm happy you told me, because now I know what I'm getting into. But, there's no saving grace.
Well, the other one didn't. I liked the other one, I thought. A Moment in Time. I don't remember there being like a ton of history. This is what we need.
Moderate. It doesn't have to have spice. I just need the relationship to be developed. Okay. I'm here for the vibes. I don't know. If you want somebody historical, read Nicola Davidson.
Well, Playboy Press has Wicked is My Flesh.
Yeah, it is.
Also check the page counts. Maybe like a shorter book might be it. Because I doubt, a 500-page book is going to be the first smutty historical.
That's true. We got to find short ones. I'm going to look up these Playboy Press books. Oh, Roberta Gellis' whole series. I don't want those. Wicked, My Desire, and Blazing Passion. Well, look, I'm going to be looking at these and someone's going to buy them right now. So,
guys, don't cheat Jessica on eBay.
Because I already did that.
I was about to say she's had too many bad experiences. We were talking about a book in our live show. Lacey, it was going to be one of our future reads, and it was kind of like a hard book to find, like the original cover. Jessica found it on eBay, was in the process of going to buy it, and it was gone.
And it was it wasn't the bathtub one. It was obscure enough that I knew someone watching bought it.
And they didn't. No one said anything.
No,
no
one would admit to it. It was fine. Cheryl ended up buying one and sending it to me, finding one. But, yeah. It was a lot too. It was really pretty covers, but it's fine. I hope whoever got it enjoys it.
Well, so the best of our picks for the rest of the year are on the Historical Hellions Instagram. I'm excited to read the Sky O'Malley one, even though we joke about the history. Yeah, that's about it, guys, I think.
Yep.
We're about
Thank
to
you for joining us, Lacey. Join us tomorrow. For Back to Romance too.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
We'll
Bye.
see you later. Goodbye.
Bye.